It's my time! I'm doing a fucking Premier League prediction video. Hey guys, Sam here, and welcome to my 2017-18 Premier League prediction video. The goal of today's video, get as many teams' fan base as salty as possible. Let's fucking do this. In terms of the relegation zone, in 20th place, I've put Huddersfield. Why have I put Huddersfield? If you get promoted through the playoff system, my reaction pretty much is that you'll finish 20th. In at number 19, I've gone with Brighton, and similar to the Huddersfield situation, I like having two recently promoted teams going down. I feel like it's a safe bet. It's very rare where the recently promoted teams actually succeed. If they were going to do it, it would be this season, with the money that's going around and the transfers that are being made. If there were going to be teams that would break that cycle, it would be this season. But for me, Brighton are a 19th place team. And in 18th position, probably the toughest, is Burnley. And I think there are a few more teams that you could put in here instead of Burnley. But as I'm recording this, they've lost Andre Gray, and Michael Keane has already gone to Everton. That's a huge hit to their defense and a huge hit to their attack. And I just think they're going to struggle without it. I love Sean Dyche. I love Burnley. I just think they're going down. I'm sorry, Burnley. I love you. The teams that will be in danger of getting relegated for me are in 17th Swansea, in 16th Watford, and in 15th Stoke. And let's chuck in 14th place Newcastle United. Swansea City have Paul Clement, and I think he's a very good manager, and he did some really good stuff with Swansea. I've got a lot of faith in that guy. Watford, similar to Swansea, I really like the manager. Marco Silva did an absolute wonder job on Hull City last season. Didn't get him out of the relegation zone, but my god did he get close. They've just signed Andre Gray. I think they've made a couple other savvy signings as well. I think they'll get 16th position. I really like Watford this season. In 15th, I've put Stoke. I don't usually put Stoke this low. Usually I like having Stoke in the middle of the table, but for me, Stoke are just missing something this season. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's Arnautovic. I don't think it's that huge of a loss for Stoke. I don't know, Stoke fans, you let me know. I still think it's a big loss, but they've made some pretty good signings. They've got Zuma on loan from Chelsea. They've brought in Eric Choupo-Moting, who I think is a decent little signing there. They've brought in Darren Fletcher for a bit more of experience, especially considering they lost the likes of Jonathan Walters and Glenn Whelan. So they've done alright in the transfer window, but for me, Stoke City are just missing that little bit of something. I don't know what it is. The French call it je ne sais quoi, or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. I just am not feeling Stoke this season at all. And the only reason I've gone with Newcastle United this high up is because of their manager, Rafa Benitez, and that's literally it. I got nothing else to say about Newcastle United. Their squad is actually not that good. And actually, they've had a pretty shit transfer window, if I can be honest with you guys. It's literally just Rafa Benitez that's giving me hope with Newcastle. Next up are the teams that don't matter. You're not going to be fighting for anything. You're not in danger of getting relegated. You're just there. You might do something in the domestic competitions, but really you're just there in the league for another match, pretty much. These teams include in 13th West Bromwich Albion, in 12th Bournemouth, in 11th Crystal Palace. That is simply because Timothy Fosu-Mensah's there, and that's it, let me tell you. In 10th Southampton, in 9th Leicester City, in 8th West Ham United, and in 7th Everton. I'm sorry, Everton. I know you want to make this top 6 or top 7 and you're trying really, really hard with your transfers, but there's still a gap. There's a gap between the top 6 and the rest of the league. I'm sorry, Everton. Prove me wrong. Go ahead and fucking prove me wrong. There's nothing else I'd like to see more than Everton get so close to the top 6 that it becomes a top 7. I'm just not seeing it. Too many transfers, too little time to gel. I'm gonna go too in-depth with those teams because I feel like they're just too similar, to be honest with you, to talk about. I will hit on some keynotes. Like I said with Crystal Palace, it's literally because Fosu-Mensah's there. If he wasn't there, I wouldn't give a shit about Palace, and I'd probably put them a lot lower than they are. I'd like to see what Bournemouth does this season. I'm very excited for Bournemouth. Hope they have a cracker of a season. And the rest of the teams, I think, will have a decent season as well. Really interested to see how West Ham and their signings do, and Everton and their signings. Both those teams have a potential to completely implode with the amount of signings that they've made, especially Everton, but even West Ham. I think both those teams have to be very careful with how they begin to gel these players because it could go wrong very, very quickly. But here we go. Meat and potatoes. Top 6. This is what everybody wants to see. I cannot wait to get abused because of this. Seriously, I'm actually really excited to get abused. In 6th, I'm putting Arsenal. And nothing makes me happier than putting Arsenal at 6th. I'm sorry, Arsenal fans. It's just too obvious, this one, for me. I mean, they could surprise a lot of people, Arsenal, but they're in the Europa League. They've made one or two signings. Lacazette looks good. Kolasinac looks very good. But there's still concerns with Arsenal. You want to play a back three, but you have barely any centre-backs. Your midfield still, potentially with the Europa League, might look a little bit weak with the rotation. Are you going to keep Alexis Sanchez? I don't fucking know. Is he just staying just to get another season and leave on a free? Is he going to be focused on where he's going instead of playing for Arsenal? Doesn't seem like Sanchez is that kind of guy. If he stays at Arsenal, it seems like he will play for the badge. He's a very, very passionate player. Even with Sanchez, I do not see that much from Arsenal this season. With the Europa League, I just can't see it. I just cannot see it happening for Arsenal. I'm sorry. In at 5th, I actually think they have a much better chance than making the top 4 than Arsenal do. I've gone ahead and put Liverpool. And it was a tough decision, to be honest with you. I was juggling between Liverpool and who I put in 4th. But the main reason for me with Liverpool is the fact that they might lose Coutinho. And I'm not saying that's a reason to put them at 5th, because they might not lose Coutinho. But for me, it always comes back to the problem I've had with Liverpool over the past 3 or 4 seasons. And that's their consistency issues. This is going to be the toughest Premier League. I don't think there's going to be any slouches like there have been over the past couple seasons. I think this will be a very tough Premier League. And just thinking back to, I think it was January where they didn't win a game in any competition. I think I might be right about that. If I'm not right about that, you can let me know in the comments below, or you can just abuse me at the same time. It's okay. But I always go back to that and think Liverpool just have that mentality, not mentality, but they have that tendency in the club to just shit the bed. In 4th place, I've gone ahead and put the champions Chelsea. That's a massive, massive call. I predicted Chelsea to win the league last season. They fucking did it as well and made me look like Nostradamus, which is, thank you very much for that. I can't actually explain how much that meant to me, Chelsea. But for this season, I'm really concerned about Chelsea. I nearly put Liverpool ahead of them. And actually, the more I think about it, the more it makes sense to put Liverpool ahead of Chelsea. But for me with Chelsea, it is quite simple. There's 2 key factors that have me thinking they might not even make the top 4. And that is 1, Champions League football, and 2, the fact that I believe their squad is weaker. Especially if they lose Diego Costa, this squad is weaker. No argument at all. In at number 3 is Tottenham Hotspur, and mark my words, ladies and germs, if Tottenham Hotspur were in White Hart Lane this season, if they were still at White Hart Lane, they would win the league this season. And I'm not just saying that I would predict them to win the league this season, they would win the league this season. You think that's crazy? That's fine. But believe me, if Spurs don't win the title in the next like 5 or 10 years, this is the season that we will be looking at as the season that Spurs had the best chance to win the league. Still think they've got a few issues with depth in terms of the Champions League. I'm not sure if they're going to throw that competition away or throw it to the side and not even worry about it. But this transfer window hasn't, again, like last season, a little bit anonymous. Last season, they made the likes of the signings of Vincent Janssen and Victor Wanyama, which I think one of those 2 was a good signing at least. This season, it just feels like they're not doing anything in the transfer window. I'd have you first. I really would have you first, and I'd get fucking mocked for it, but I'd love to get mocked for it. To have Spurs as my first place team, but you've already shown me that Wembley is not your friend. So for me, Tottenham have to come 3rd. I'd rather they get top 4 over Arsenal and Liverpool. It's really that simple for me. In at number 2, last season I said number 1 before number 2, but I'm going to put in number 2. It's Manchester City. Here we go. I've put Manchester City. Similar to last season, everybody thinks Manchester City is going to win the league. Last season, I didn't think Manchester City would win the league, and they didn't. And this season, I don't think they're going to win the league again. Everybody's talking about this fantastic transfer window that Manchester City have had and how they've addressed all their problems. And yes, I do believe that they've had a pretty solid transfer window. I think Kyle Walker was a pretty good signing. I think Benjamin Mendy looks fantastic as well. So 2 fullbacks, really, really fantastic signings. Danilo as another right back. What the fuck's going on there? Which of them is he going to play, or is it just squad depth? Has Danilo really left Madrid's bench to be on Manchester City's bench? Bernardo Silva, I think, is a fantastic player as well. You cannot deny that they've built on their squad and they've improved their squad and gotten rid of so much dead wood. They look fantastic, but they've still not really address the problem that I had with Manchester City, and really the thing that I think was the most important thing to address, and that was their centre-back situation. Let me tell you something about John Stones. He is not a leader. He's not a general. He's not going to take that defensive line and make it his. He's good on his feet, he has a bit of vision, could pass the ball. As a defender, I don't rate John Stones, and God do I not rate Otamendi. Their best centre-back is by far Vincent Kompany, who's fit for approximately like 202 minutes a season. I'll also add on, and maybe this isn't really that good of a point, that they've lost a hell of a lot of experience in that dressing room. Whether they were good players or not, I mean, they've lost Caballero, Kolarov, Zabaleta, Jesus Navas. I mean, they've lost a lot of experience in that dressing room. But it's time to get abused. It's time to get absolutely rinsed. I think that Manchester United are going to win the league. I can't even say it with a straight face, to be honest with you, because part of me knows it's my heart, but part of me also, it is my head that's telling me Manchester United's going to win the league. But it just sounds so far-fetched to say it. Like, how has Manchester United got to the point now where saying that they're going to win the league is one of the most outrageous statements that you could make? How did that happen? My main thing about Manchester United, and it was the thing that we got mocked for a lot last season, was actually the amount of draws that we got. And you might be saying, well, hang on a minute, how is that a positive thing? It's kind of a positive thing, because the way I look at it is, we sort of built this mentality of not losing. Before we absolutely threw the league away, and don't even fucking debate it, we threw the league away. We had 3 losses on the league table. 3 genuine losses. We then went on to lose to, I think it was Arsenal and Spurs. I might be wrong about that. Definitely Arsenal. I forgot who the other one is. And we ended the season with 5 league losses, which is the same as Chelsea. But before that, we had only lost 3. And Mourinho said it publicly that we were focusing on the Europa League. He threw away that Premier League, whether you like to admit it or not. But having 3 losses and that many draws just sort of built this mentality of not losing. We won 2 cup competitions. In the League Cup, which you could say whatever you want about the League Cup. Yeah, it's not that great to win, to be honest with you. But it's a tournament competition where we didn't lose continuously to get ourselves a title. And similar in the Europa League, we did the exact same thing. We just kept not losing our way to a title. And we built this kind of a winning mentality off the back of having a not losing mentality. Does that make any fucking sense? I don't even know if that makes any sense. Alright, that is my Premier League predictions. Let me know how dumb I am in the comments below. And whatever you do, do not leave any constructive comments, criticisms, or don't leave your predictions in the comments below. Alright? Just abuse and irrational comments. That's what I want from this. And if you're an Arsenal or Liverpool fan, especially Arsenal, sorry. That is it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you had a good day. I'll see you guys in the next one very soon. Keep it real.